Hi guys, this is Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. I want to welcome you to the What a Sweet Holiday Hop. Today we are sharing inspiration for the upcoming holiday season with food-themed projects. We hope you find each project as delicious as your favorite holiday foods. At the top of the description box, you'll find a link to the next person in the lineup. I hope you take time to watch all hop videos because we love your comments and thumbs up. And if you aren't already a subscriber, I hope you consider subscribing and click on the little bell so you won't miss any of my uploads. You can also use hashtag #SweetHolidayHop to find all of the videos in this hop. Some of us may be offering prizes on our channel, so be sure to pay close attention on each video for all of those details. You can also check my description box for details. For this card, I decided to use another stamp set that I used last year that I absolutely love. This is just too funny. This is Whimsy Stamps Gingersnaps, and you've got all these little gingerbread men on there. You've also got some peppermint candies and some gumdrops and a candy cane, but that's not the cutest part. Now, I mean, these guys, they do have their really cool expressions, but it's the sentiments that kill me every time. And you can't really see them because I've got so much, I've still got ink on here. I don't think I cleaned it too well last year. So let me clean those off real quick, let you guys see this, because it is just too funny. So we've got, if I have to hear one more Christmas carol, I think I'll snap. And that would be perfect with this little guy. You're a monster. Again, perfect with this one. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And you've actually got some little cookie crumbs here. Savages. I can't feel my legs because he's broken in half. Do you know the Muffin Man? Oh no, not my gumdrop buttons. God bless everyone. Sick and tired of being sweet all the time. Sorry I snapped at you, and run as fast as you can. Oh, what's the use? I have no idea what sentiment I'm going to use on any of the cards that I'm going to get started on today, but I just had to read those to you. That is just too funny. So I'm going to start off by just stamping these little guys on some craft cardstock. I do have my DIY sticky grid in there, and then we've got the little guys right there. And let me grab my tuxedo, my Memento Tuxedo Black ink and go ahead and put those down. I'm not real good with colored pencils, but that's one of the mediums that I'm wanting to get better at. So, oh my gosh, they are just so darn cute. Let me get a little bit more ink on that one. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and do one on some Nina. I'm not sure how the coloring is going to do. I'm going to try doing it on the craft and see how that looks, because I want to try using some colored pencils, and I may go back and just do markers on this one just because I'm more confident with those because I've used them so much. To start off with, because I know that the mouths are not going to be the biggest thing, I'm going to go ahead and just use a little bit of red inside each of our little characters' mouths, and see how that looks. And I'm going to try using some light-ish pressure. I tend to color heavy-handed, and that is not going to really work for this. So this one is carmine red, and then we've got garnet red, which is a little bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and add that one in as well. Give a little bit of depth into the mouth. And the same thing with this little guy over here. I do like the way that this is showing up on the craft. I don't do really a lot of coloring on craft, so I thought I'd give it a shot, especially since these guys are going to be brown anyway. Going to try using the white on the craft. I am experimenting here, so I've seen a lot of things that folks have done when they're coloring with the colored pencils, and I haven't really worked with them much. So this guy's got some white in his eyes, and then let's see if the blue shows up on top of that pretty well. Yes, it does. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit more, but this time in a darker color to give him a little bit of shadowing, a little shading. This one is indigo. And I think I like the way that that's turning out. Add a little bit more of the peacock blue. The results I got on the eyes tell me that's probably going to be a good idea to use the white in the areas that I want to be the brightest or to have any kind of highlights. So I am going to give that a try on, I think I'm going to try it on this guy. So just give a little bit of white on his feet, in the center, because I want that to be the part that pops. That needs to be the part that looks to be farthest out. But I'm going to go right over where I've got the white. I'm trying to do a light and I'll just try to layer up some of that color. And then I'm going to use the sienna brown for the outside. And one of the hard parts with using colored pencils is that you don't know how it's going to look when you finally get to doing the blending. Because the blending is done with Gamsol, or what I'm going to be using is some baby oil because I don't know where my Gamsol is. I know I bought some, but it's probably been 2 years and I have not been able to find it. I'm just layering some of that color up. Do the same thing on this leg. I'll go around his gumdrop button too, so that it has a little bit of dimension there. And his arms. And of course right under the frosting. Because of course there would be a little bit of a shadow underneath the frosting. And I'll go ahead and do around on his head. And on his hands. A little shadowing to give him a little bit more shape to his face. More dimensional. I also don't have any idea what kind of tooth this card would have. This is just craft cardstock from Michaels. So it's not very expensive. It's just the same as the rest of the 65 pounds. So it's the standard cardstock. Now I'm going to go ahead and get out my baby oil and a blending stump. So I'm just putting a little bit in the lid. And I am going to do my best not to spill any. I did earlier. Actually, it's dripping already. And then I'm just going to try blending this little guy out. Let's see how that does. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. And I do realize I did not color his little gumdrop button, so I need to do something about that. I'll do some bright green. That is too bright. Let's go, instead of that lime green, we're gonna go with spring green. So I don't know where it left off, but I just used a Jelly Roll 10 gel pen to add his little mouth and the frosting around on his feet and his hands. So he looks really adorable. So what I decided I wanted to do is I'm going to use some of the scrap, not exactly scrap, but some of the paper that I've used on a couple of other cards already this year. This is from the Cute and Cozy Christmas paper pack. This is from Michaels, and I believe it's one of the ones that they still have this year. And I think that this would look kind of nice as like maybe a tablecloth. So I'm going to have that as the background on my card with 5 by 3 3/4. So that is a 1/2 inch smaller than an A2 size card. So this is an A2 size card panel, and then it will be in just about that much. Then, yes, that's going to be too cute. I really like Savages. I Can't Feel My Legs. That is just too funny. So I'm going to go with Savages. And I Can't Feel My Legs. Is that it? Yes. And I'm going to just stamp that out a couple of times on some more of the Nina Solar White, and that way we've got a couple of different selections. We can pick which one we want to do, which one looks better. Then I'm going to cut these out. So I'm going to cut the space a little bit bigger than what I really need. Because what I want to do is I want to make it into a speech bubble. Kind of round it out. Oh, and that's one of the ones that I had stamped. Oh gosh. Oh well, it's too late now. I'm going to round this side so it looks a little bit better. And I'm going to use the Catherine Pooler Rockin' Red. I think that would be a perfect color for some peppermints. Let's go ahead and just ink that up. I also don't know how clean those stamps are, so I have no idea if it's going to make the discolor these or not. But let's see how we do. Oh, those look too cute. That looks like candy. And just like we did with our little gingerbread man, we just turn the paper instead of the scissors. But for the little line of them, I'm not really going to worry about how close I get to them. I don't really need them to be perfect fussy cut. And this is something also I could just run through my scan and cut, and it should cut everything just fine without a problem. I'm going to add our plaid to the background with some Arteza foam tape. Got all the foam tape in there. And I'm going to try something that I saw a comment on one of my recent videos that someone suggested, because they have issues with their foam tape too, and this is something that they found that works a lot better for them, and they're able to get it positioned just perfect pretty much every single time. Now they do the same thing I do when it comes to the little flags on the sides, but what she recommended that was different was leaving the ones in the middle so that they're not going to attach to anything anyway. If this was watercolor paper or warped paper, I probably would still want to go ahead and put the, use that adhesive there to hold everything flat. But let's see how it works without using that. She says that it's also a lot easier to move around because the center doesn't actually attach, doesn't hook onto anything. So that looks pretty straight. And then I'll just pull these. Actually, it's not straight because I messed up. But now it's only pulling it apart. I'm only pulling it apart on the 4 sides, and it doesn't rip up the entire center of my paper. So that is actually a good tip. Let me be more careful this time and try to get it on there straight. Okay, that is straighter. That's better. I think I'm going to use some foam squares on the back of him. Put him kind of there, slightly down towards the bottom. I just love that. And this one I'm just going to put flat onto that card pin using some of my dot liner adhesive. And I'll do the same, I think, with these little peppermints. Actually, I think I'm going to put some foam behind this one. I'm going to use some Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. This is basically the same thing as Glossy Accents, which I also have, but which is clogged up. This one, I'm not sure why, but it seems like this does not really get as, I don't know, it doesn't seem to clog the bottle as much as my Glossy Accents does. So I'm just going to add this to these little peppermints. It also seems to be thinner, so it kind of flows thinner. But that might just be that I've got some old Glossy Accents. And then I think I'm going to also, no, for his eyes, I think what I'm going to do, I was thinking about just putting some of that on there. I'm going to use my Spectrum Noir Shimmer pen for his little gumdrop buttons and for his eyes, because those are also made out of gumdrops. And then once that has dried, I'll add some Glossy Accents on top of that, or some Dimensional Magic on top of that. So this finishes up this card for today. I want to thank you for joining us for a What a Sweet Holiday Hop. I encourage you to visit all the other crafters in the hop because I know they will have a lot of inspirational projects for you to see. Just click on hashtag Sweet Holiday Hop down in the video title. And I would love to see what you create, so come join my Facebook group, Crafting with Debbie, and show us your creations. I've left a link in the description down below. You can also see all of my Christmas crafting videos for 2020 by clicking on hashtag DJCC Christmas 2020 that is also down in the video title. Here are some other videos that you may be interested in. Thank you again so much for dropping by, and remember, if I can make it, you can too.